Bit of technical difficulties there, folks. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit better now. First pitch coming up at 6:35, so just a few short minutes. Let's kick it to an interview with Rivets manager JT Scara. 6:35, JT, good luck. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Larry Larson here with Rivets manager JT Scara. And JT, 0-2 start since the restart, since you took over. But what are the positives been so far?
Well, I think the positives have been definitely the pitching staff, and for the majority of the two games, the defensive play. We made a couple mistakes yesterday, but really got to credit what the pitchers have done. We've been in both baseball games, and the position players play two sides of the ball, and we know that to be successful, we need to get it going with the bats a little bit better. But we made some pretty nice plays yesterday. They swung it better last night than they did the first game, and Klein ran down many baseballs in left field. Vondruska made a really nice leaping catch at second base. Hamilton made a really nice slow roller play, and we turned a double play. So I think it kind of shows in 2 days. Again, like I said before the restart, it was these first four games were kind of like a spring training. From that aspect of the pitching and defense so far, I've been very pleased.
And certainly, and with the bats, you said, still a bit of a spring training of sorts. Have the batters just been behind? Are they just not used to seeing the breaking balls, or what is it from your perspective?
Yeah, I think just some of our guys just not playing at this level much in the recent months with everything that's going on. Whether their college season was canceled, or a lot of other collegiate leagues have been canceled. Obviously, the Northwoods is one of the only ones going on, so there hasn't been an opportunity for some at bats. And I know we were a little bit anxious. You can kind of tell when people are second guessing, and we've talked after the first game. We talked again today. Probably taken too many fastballs for strikes early in the count, and we've probably swung at too many breaking balls or changeups out of the zone once we're behind. And to me, that's just not seeing it well. And we did get 11 hits the first game, but really could never string anything together. And then last night just wasn't our night. But I think trying to get all these guys some time to give everybody an equal opportunity to show what they can do, and then that's our 4-game spring training, like I talked about, and then try to put together a lineup for the last 10 and just go try to get them. Some of those guys haven't had that many at bats, so to judge them off 1 or 2 is probably not fair when some other guys have had multiple. Yeah, we need more at bats, and we're not going to have that choice, in these 2 weeks. So we're going to have to be better and try to figure out a way to push some runs across the board.
A relatively fresh team taking on these Dock Spiders, who have been really good all year, in first place in the division. What's the confidence level, I should say, like in your dugout right now?
Higher than it was when we hadn't lost any games, which I'm really excited about. Doug Coe can't be with us for the next couple days. He had some prior engagements before I brought him in to be my pitching coach. So I ran the pitchers meetings today, and just going over who the other team has on their team. And a couple of our guys, they literally said, this is the reason why we came to this league, is to show what we can do against these guys. So there's no fear. So whatever's going to happen at 6:35 when that first pitch is thrown, whether we come out on top or whether we're on the losing end again, there has been no confidence diminished from our pitching staff or our hitters. So these guys are excited to play in this league, and I'm really excited to be part of it.
We will see what happens here at 6:35. JT, good luck. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
National anthem underway here at Hare Baker Field. We'll be right back in a moment. Welcome back to Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Rockford Rivets just about set to get underway with the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Here is Rockford's starting lineup, turned in by manager J.T. Scara. Colton Klein back in the top spot, just like he has the last 2 games, his only 2 games in a Rivets uniform. Breck Nowick, the shortstop, bats second. The high school senior headed to UIC this fall. Jackson Dvorak, the senior, soon to be at Lewis University, and tonight's right fielder, bats third. Sam Beers bats cleanup, tonight's first baseman. Jake Kleekamp from Judson, tonight's catcher, bats fifth. Cherokee LeBeau bats sixth and plays second base. Justin Carestis, the Rockford native and Boylan High School graduate, bats seventh and is the Rivets DH. Kyle Hamilton batting eighth at third base, and making his Rivets debut tonight is Brian Sturdivant in the 9 spot. The Rivets will square up against Michael McBriar, who has faced the Rivets before, but of course that was a much different Rivets team at the time. He made that start on July 27th at Rivets Stadium. He pitched 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 earned runs, struck out 4 and walked 2. That was a Fond du Lac bounce-back win. The last 2 times these teams met, of course back on the 26th and 27th, that was a very interesting series. The 2 teams split the series, and the season series so far is tied at 4 apiece. But in the first game of the series, on July 26th, the Rockford Rivets set a Northwoods League single-game runs record with 28. The next night, Fond du Lac bounced back with a victory. Fond du Lac enters this ball game in first place in the Wisconsin-Illinois East, up by 6 games on the second-place Green Bay Booyah. Rockford trails at 6.5 games back. They enter this ball game 14-17, and the Dock Spiders have a record of 10 games above 500 at 23-13. We're about set for baseball. It's a beautiful evening. Thank you for joining us. I am Larry Larson, and Colton Klein, the leadoff man for the Rockford Rivets, steps into the left-handed batter's box. Rockford wearing their road grays, facing off against Fond du Lac in their home whites. Here comes the first pitch to McBriar to Klein. It's grounded to shortstop, scooped up by Durbin, who throws on to first. To Andrew Bullock for the first out of the ball game. 1 pitch, 1 out for Michael McBriar.
Next up,
Fond du Lac defense, Tim Elko at third base, Caleb Durbin at shortstop, Brian Javier at second base, Andrew Bullock at first, Colin All does the catching, Frazier, Smith, and Miller from left to right in the outfield. McBriar from the windup, first pitch to Breck Nowick. It's a fastball that misses inside, ball 1. Just getting underway in Fond du Lac, no score. Here's the 1-0, another fastball that misses high and away this time, and it's 2-0. Nowick just graduated from Lake Forest High School, will become a UIC Flame. Here's the 2-0. Another bouncing ball to short. Durbin scoops it up and throws on to Bullock for out number 2. Back-to-back 6-3 putouts behind Michael McBriar, the starter for Fond du Lac. McBriar, the sophomore out of Ashland University, a second-year Dock Spider. Made a few starts for them last year. Jackson Dvorak steps into the right-handed batter's box, and here comes the first pitch to him. Fastball misses away for ball 1. Dvorak in last night's ball game was 1 for 4 with a strikeout. 4-0 loss in Green Bay. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses upstairs, and it's 2-0. McBriar doesn't have the fastest velocity. His fastball's coming in the mid to high 80s. Holds the glove in front of his face, kicks and deals the 2-0. Swing and a miss. He pulled the string on Dvorak with the breaking ball there. Bottom fell out of that pitch, and it's 2-1. Dvorak spent 2 seasons at St. Louis before heading to Lewis, and he swings and fouls off a fastball. That one got a piece of the catcher all. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the first, still scoreless. Dvorak steps out of the batter's box, waves his bat around. He's sporting the white cleats and the white batting gloves with the road grays. Chokes up on the bat and waits for the 2-2. It's on the way. Curveball laid off by Dvorak. Misses outside, and it's full. Dvorak so far this season is 3 for 9. Has batted in the 3 spot in all 3 games so far. Here's the payoff pitch to him. Drilled into center field. Going back is Tanner Smith. He's just in front of the warning track. He reaches up and makes the play just in front of the wall. The Rivets are retired. 1, 2, 3 after a half. It's Rivets nothing. Dock Spiders coming up. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. Scoreless ball game at Hare Baker Field, headed to the bottom half of the first. Here's how manager Zach Charbonneau lines up his Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Caleb Durbin, a former Rockford Rivet, in the leadoff spot. Tanner Smith makes his Northwoods League debut. The sophomore from Oregon plays center field. Tim Elko bats third. The junior from Ole Miss is tonight's third baseman. A.J. Miller, another Oregon Duck, in the cleanup spot. Parker Nolan, the freshman from Vanderbilt, DHing. He bats fifth. Braden Frazier, the Iowa Hawkeye, in the sixth spot. Andrew Bullock gets the start in the seventh spot. He'll play first base. Colin All also making his Northwoods League debut, batting eighth. And Brian Javier gets his first start of the year in the 9-hole, playing second base. The Spiders will square off against Rockford starter Nick Volmert, making his first start out of McHenry County College. He pitched this season, or I shall say got ready to pitch this season at Oakton Community College in the Chicago suburbs, but did not pitch a game. Oakton just got 2 games in before coronavirus knocked out the rest of the 2020 campaign. The Crystal Lake South graduate stands at 6'6", 195 pounds, one of the tallest players on this new Rivets roster. He works from the windup as Caleb Durbin steps in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch is on the way, taken for strike one. Two-seam fastball with some late life is strike one. Durbin has gotten off to a hot start so far this season. He's played in only a few games. Here's the 1-0. Line to shortstop, but right at Breck Nowick, who makes the play for out number one. A loud out for Durbin, who's been seeing the ball very well, as I mentioned. He's 5 for 11 to start in 3 games. Sophomore from Wash U. But here he is out number one in frame number one. Tanner Smith, left-handed batter, steps in against the right-handed pitcher. First pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss. Another tailing fastball. 0-1. Smith, one of a few Oregon Ducks on this squad, one of 3 position players from the Pacific Northwest. Here's the 0-1. Chopper to hopper to second base, and Cherokee LeBeau boots it. It took a funny hop off the lip of the infield. Looked pretty routine, but took a head-high bounce. And LeBeau was certainly not ready for it, and it hit him in the glove right in front of the face. And Tanner Smith finds himself on first base after the E4. So it brings up Tim Elko. Not a man that you want to pitch to with ducks on the pond. Elko has 5 homers to lead the Dock Spiders this year. Homered against Rockford back on July 26th. Homer working from the stretch. Here's the first pitch. Hack and a miss at a high fastball. No balls, 1 strike. Scoreless ball game, bottom half of the first. 1 out, runner on first. Last night, Elko was 2 for 5 with an RBI in a big Dock Spiders win over Wisconsin Rapids, 13-0. Dock Spiders have been hot lately. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball misses low. Back even at 1-1. Fond du Lac has won 10 of 11. And a 9-game win streak of theirs was snapped at Wisconsin Rapids on Thursday night. Fulmort has the sign. He's set for the 1-1. He delivers. Fastball misses inside. It gets away from Kleecamp. Moving up to second base is Smith without a throw. That'll likely go as a pass ball that hit Kleecamp on the glove. Fastball tailed a bit too much. And it's always tough when you're a catcher catching a pitcher for the first time. Kleecamp and Fulmert just met today. Fulmert joined the Rivets today in Fond du Lac. Gives a look to Smith and comes set for the 2-1. Here it is. Another tailing fastball misses inside to Elko, who had to back out of the batter's box. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Hear the Fond du Lac fans chatting it up. They've got a very active fan base in the stands at Hare Baker Field. 3-1 to Elko. It's grounded to shortstop. Nowick scoops it up and throws on to first. The stretch and the throw is in time to Sam Beers. There's 2 outs. Still a runner on second base. Smith did not move up on that ground out. Not supposed to as a runner on second base and a ground ball to the left side. So it's up to A.J. Miller. Miller, the sophomore from Oregon, is 4 for 8 so far this season with the Dock Spiders, with a homer and 6 RBIs. First pitch. Fastball for a called strike on the upper outside corner. Miller struggled a lot this spring in a few games at Oregon. Was just 1 for 18 with 3 RBIs and 10 strikeouts. But he's certainly turned it around here. 0-1 to him. Fastball right down the middle for a called strike. And it's 0-2. Sometimes you see that with guys moving from the metal bat NCAA to the wood bat Northwoods League. Sometimes it's the other way around. Miller has handled the transition very well. 0-2 on the way to him. Breaking ball in the dirt. Bounces away from Kleecamp. He can't keep it in front of him. And moving up to third base is Tanner Smith. Now the count is 1-2 on Miller. Rough night for Kleecamp behind the plate so far, only in the first inning. RBI out there for Miller. Righty against lefty. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Slap the other way, and that's going to drop into left field for a base hit. Making the jog home is Tanner Smith, and it's a 2-out RBI single for A.J. Miller. And the Dock Spiders are up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. That was a great piece of hitting by Miller. Saw the fastball on the outer half. He knew it was going to be close. He protected with 2 strikes and just poked it the opposite way. It was not the hardest hit ball, but certainly enough to get the job done. And it's 1-0 Fond du Lac. Brings up Parker Noland with 2 outs and a runner on first. Back-to-back lefties in the order. First pitch to Noland. 2-seam fastball misses outside. 4-1. It's a hitter's night here in Fond du Lac. 85 degrees and humid at game time. Wind blowing straight out to center field. 1-0 to the Vanderbilt freshman. Fastball misses high. 2 balls, no strikes. Last night, Parker Noland was 1 for 3 in a Doc Spiders win with 2 walks. Comes into tonight's ball game with a 6-game hit streak and a 9-game on-base streak. 2-0. Chop to the right side past the diving Beers at first base. So it's back-to-back singles for the Doc Spiders. Moving up to second is Miller as Noland stands on first base. Rough start for Nick Volmert in his Northwoods League debut. 2 outs, and the line is passed to Braden Frazier. Batting in the 6th spot, Iowa Hawkeye. Comes into tonight's ball game hitting .296. He's been hot lately. The first pitch to him. Fastball misses low. Frazier has a hit in 4 of his last 5 games. Last time these two teams met, Frazier had a nice series. It was 5 for 9 over 2 games. Volmort delivers the 1-0. Misses high again with another fastball, and it's 2-0. One thing that Rivets pitchers have struggled with after their 5-game break is throwing first pitch strikes. Something that always haunts pitchers. 2-0. Offered at and chopped to third base, and it's a fair ball. It bounces off the third base bag by Kyle Hamilton. Coming home to score from second base is A.J. Miller. And all of a sudden, it's 2-0 Doc Spiders. That was a very awkward play at third base for Kyle Hamilton, who usually plays second base, but he's shifted over to third. It was a big bounding ball, and it bounced off the back end of the third base bag and skittered into left field in foul territory. It was a long run for Brian Sturdivant, couldn't get it in time, and heads-up base running from A.J. Miller results in a 2-0 Doc Spiders lead. Runners on first and second now for Andrew Bullock. First pitch fastball misses outside. Ball 1. Wonder what that will be scored. Still waiting on a scoring decision, but will likely go down as an error. 1-0 to Bullock. Swing and a miss on a tailing curveball to the left-hander. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bullock on the inside chalk line, waves his bat around, holds it behind his helmet. 1-1 on the way, fastball right down the middle. The count is 1-2. Noland on second base, Frazier on first. 2 outs, 2-0 Fond du Lac in the bottom half of the first. Volmert comes set at the belt, gives a check on the runner, and now delivers the 1-2. Fastball in the dirt. 2-2. Two big gentlemen doing battle here. Volmert standing at 6'6", and Bullock standing at 6'2", 275. Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball misses outside. Now the count is full. Colin All waits on deck. Volmert looks in for the sign. He's got it. Brings the glove past the belt. Here's the payoff pitch. It's popped up to the left side. We'll see who catches it. Coming on is Klein, and he calls off Sturdivant and makes the catch in center field to end the inning. But the Doc Spiders push across 2 runs thanks to a Rockford error and back-to-back singles. And the Doc Spiders lead 2-0, headed to the second. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. It's Fond du Lac 2, Rivets nothing. Headed to the top half of the second at Hare Baker Field. Rivets in an early hole, as they have been since the coronavirus restart. Rivets missing 5 games over 6 days after the team had to rebuild the roster after a staff member tested positive for coronavirus. Team 0-2 since then. Rockford sends up 4, 5, 6 in the order. First pitch to Sam Beers is a wave and a miss on a high fastball. 0-1. Beers played in last night's loss to Green Bay and was 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. 0-1 offering. Fastball misses high that time. Beers laid off the high cheese. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Beers overall this season is 2 for 5 with an RBI. McBriar winds and deals. Line drive up the middle for a base hit. Beers represents Rockford's first hit of the ball game here in the second with no outs. And it brings up Jake Kleekamp with a man on. 2-zip Dock Spiders here in the top of the first. Rivets looking to bounce back from a shutout last night. Kleekamp, the righty, steps in, sporting no batting gloves. First offering from McBriar. Fastball misses just a hair outside. Colin All tried to frame it up behind the dish, but could not do so. Beers takes his lead off first. The 1-0. It's a breaking ball that misses low and away. And it's 2-0. Kleekamp had the night off last night in Green Bay, but played on opening day 2.0 on Thursday night and went 2 for 4 with an RBI. 2-0 offering. Fastball catches the upper half of the zone. Above the letters to Kleekamp, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Kleekamp with the bat shoulder high, waves it up and down, and awaits the 2-1. Swings and fouls it off to the right side, well out of play. And it's 2-2. Kleekamp grounded it out back to the pitcher in the 9th inning with 2 men on back on Thursday. Rivets fell by 1 run to Green Bay. Looking to turn things around here. It's 2-2. Kleekamp goes the other way. It's slicing foul. Foul by a number of feet down the right field line. The count remains at 2-2. Kleekamp, the redshirt sophomore out of Judson. The knack for making contact with the ball. He chokes up. Here's the 2-2. He grounds it to second base. It's a slow roller. Brian Javier scoops it up and throws on to first. It was his only option, as Beers was already the whole way to second base nearly as Javier fielded it. But he just throws on to first to retire Kleekamp, and there's 1 away for Cherokee LeBeau. 2-0 Dock Spiders, top half of the second. LeBeau steps in just 1 for 8 so far this season. Righty against righty. Here's the first pitch to the Rockford second baseman. Curve taken low for ball 1. 69 miles per hour. LeBeau has struggled with the strikeout early on in his Northwoods League season. He's got 5 strikeouts in 2 games. McBriar turns and looks Beers back. LeBeau steps out, adjusts the batting gloves, and steps back in. Beers on second after advancing on the Kleekamp ground out after a leadoff single. 1-0 to LeBeau. Fastball paints the outer half. Taken for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now on LeBeau. Cherokee, a redshirt freshman from Oakland in Michigan. 1-1 offering. Swinging a foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Cherokee sporting the front part of the ear flap on his helmet that protects the cheekbone area, a common trend among major leaguers and now college baseball players to protect the face in the case of a hit by pitch. Here's the 1-2 from McBriar. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. He got him with the curveball. And there's 2 down. That's strikeout number 6 for LeBeau this season. First of the night for McBriar. So now it's up to Justin Carestis with a runner on second base. Rockford down 2-0. Carestis, the lefty. Rockford native, sporting the green cleats. First offering. Fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1. Home plate umpire tonight is Tyler Jones. Lucas Cabucci at third base and Max Steiner at first. McBriar working from the stretch. The ball behind his back now comes set at the belt. Takes a deep breath and fires the 0-1. Slow swing and a miss from Carestis on another off-speed offering. And it's quickly 0-2. McBriar having his way with the Rivets with the curveball. We'll see if we see it again here. McBriar kicks and fires the 0-2. Fastball way upstairs. Colin All had to jump out of his crouch to catch that one before it got back to the net. So as a result, Beers remains on second base. Carestis on the inside chalk line in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's the curveball again, and he really fooled Carestis. Back-to-back strikeouts. Ends the Rockford second inning with a runner on second base. So the score remains Fond du Lac 2, Rockford nothing after 1.5. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Two 2-0 Dock Spiders over the Rockford Rivets, heading to the home half of the second inning at Hare Baker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. The Dock Spiders will send up 8-9-1 in their order, starting with Colin All, Brian Javier on deck, and Caleb Durbin, the leadoff man, in the hole. Colin All, the redshirt sophomore from Butler in Indianapolis, Indiana, steps in. Here's the first Northwoods League pitch to him. Fastball that misses inside for ball 1. all started a number of games this spring at catcher for Butler. 0-1 or 1-0 offering. Misses inside, it's ball 2. All started 9 games and 10 games played for the Bulldogs this spring. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss on a changeup on the inner half. That's 2 balls, 1 strike. All has a knack for getting on base. He just had 4 hits this spring, but 11 walks. Fulmer winds and fires the 2-1. Chopped to third base. Diving stop by Hamilton. He gets up and throws in time to first base to get a hustling all. What a dazzling play from the former Hananiga Indian at third base. And there's 1 away in the second inning. Hamilton, usually Rockford's second baseman, played mostly second base in his career at UW Stout, but playing the hot corner for JT Scara tonight, showing why. Javier steps in. First offering is fouled straight back over the net for strike 1. Of course, Hamilton, one of many locals on this Rivet squad. Hananiga High School, about 15 minutes away from Rivet Stadium. The wind and the 1-0 to Javier. Tailing fastball catches the outer half, and it's 0-2. Javier, the senior, headed to Campbellsville University. Played this spring at St. Xavier. Has an open batting stance and awaits the 0-2. Takes a fastball high for ball 1. Javier put together a nice spring for himself. Batted .362 in 18 games. 19 RBIs. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses upstairs again. It's 2-2. So Volmart works ahead of Javier, but now it's back even. Working from the left side of the rubber. Winds and fires. 2-2 is popped up behind the plate. Kleekamp hustling for it at the track and runs out of room. Lands out of play in the third base side grandstand. Stands are pretty packed tonight in Fond du Lac, or as packed as they can be in the days of COVID-19. Socially distanced groups of fans. 3 main areas of seating. A bowl behind home plate and 2 grandstands on the third and first base lines, and a patio on top of the grandstand down the third base line. And there you see a ton of fans enjoying a nice evening. Fulmert steps off, steps back on, and delivers the 2-2. Line drive into center field, but it hangs up for Colton Klein, who reaches up and makes the catch with 2 hands for the second out of this second inning. Fond du Lac 2, Rivets nothing. It brings up the top of the order in Caleb Durbin. In his first plate appearance, Durbin had a hard hit out. A line drive right to Breck Nowick at shortstop. Durbin squares the bunt on the first pitch and bunts it to Hamilton. Fields throws, and the throw brings Beers off the bag at first base. Hamilton tried to go submarine style, but could not adjust his body well enough as he was charging that one. So it's a bunt base hit for the former Rockford Rivet Durbin. And there's 2 out life for Fond du Lac, the bottom of the second. Brings up Tanner Smith, left-handed batter who reached on an error and scored in the first inning. Volmert steps off and tosses over to Beers to check on Durbin, who dives back safely. Just something to keep him close. Volmert gives him a look, comes set. This time fires home. Runner goes, pitch outside, throw down to second is not in time. Durbin very speedy, always a stolen base threat. And he picks up his second swiped bag of the year. the spring at Wash U, Durbin swiped 18 bags in 25 tries. Now there's a runner in scoring position for Smith, looking to pick up his first RBI in a Doc Spiders uniform, and he takes a fastball high. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. Smith sporting the bright green cleats. Oregon green. Here are the fans making some noise. Here comes the 2-0. Fastball slapped to the left side, giving chase is Hamilton, but that drops before he can get there. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Lots of foul territory here at Hare Baker Field. At least 12 feet of green grass past the foul line before you get to the warning track. Both bullpens situated in play as well. Fond du Lac down the left field line, Rockford down the right field line. Here's the 2-1 to Smith. He again goes the other way to left field to Sturdivant, who reaches up and makes the play to end the Fond du Lac second inning. So the Rivets escape with a runner on second base, and the score holds. Fond du Lac 2, Rivets nothing. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Top half of the third coming up from Hare Baker Field between the Rivets and Doc Spiders. Fondy up 2-0 on the Rivets, who are looking for their first win after 5 games off. The Doc Spiders come into this game red hot, having won 10 of their last 11. First place Doc Spiders in the Wisconsin-Illinois East. McBriar winds and fires the first pitch of the inning to Kyle Hamilton, taken for a ball downstairs. Hamilton, the 8th batter in the Rockford order. Sturdivant on deck and Klein in the hole. 1-0 to Hamilton. Again taken down low on a fastball, and it's 2-0. Hamilton so far this season is 0 for 2 with a walk. Played in Thursday night's opener. Here's the 2-0. Fastball up high, check swing, did he go? He did. Says third base umpire Lucas Cabucci. Now it's 2-1. Hamilton, a tough batter to pitch to, staying at 5'8" in the left-handed batter's box. 2-1 misses low again. That time McBriar went with a changeup and got away from all, but it doesn't matter with nobody on base. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. McBriar winds and fires the 3-1. Fastball misses high, and it's a leadoff walk for the Rockford third baseman. Rivets down 2-0 early after surrendering 2 first-inning runs. They're looking to get at least 1 back, and a leadoff walk is a good start here. Brian Sturdivant steps in for his first at-bat as a Rockford Rivet. Before a throw back to check on Hamilton on first base, who's in standing safely. Now McBriar comes set and deals the first pitch to Sturdivant. He offers and pops it up into right field. A.J. Miller battles the sun and makes the catch over his head for out number 1. Hamilton retreats back to first base. That play brings up the top of the order in Colton Klein. Klein, the junior from Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The southeast corner of the state. First pitch to the Rockford center fielder. Fastball misses inside as Klein turns away from it. And it's ball 1. In his first plate appearance, Klein grounded out to shortstop. A hard hit ball. Another throw to check on Hamilton, who is again in standing. Hamilton has not swiped a bag yet. 1-0 to Klein. Fouled off to the left side. It's staying in play, and it drops fair. Charging was Frazier. He let it drop in front of him. And so it's a bloop single for Colton Klein. Moving up to second base is Hamilton. And there's something brewing in the Rivets' third. It brings up the 2-batter Breck Nowick. Rivets down 2-0. A base hit could make it 2-1. Nowick also grounded out to shortstop in his first AB in the first. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. The first pitch to Nowick is called strike. And a changeup tailing away from the right-handed batter. Nowick points the bat out, leans back slightly. Now brings 2 hands on the bat and waits for the 0-1. It's on the way. A little jam shot, bounce back to the pitcher. McBriar fields, throws the second for 1 onto first, not in time. So Nowick reaches on a fielder's choice. Out at second base for the second out of the inning is Klein. Moving up to third base is Kyle Hamilton. And the batter is Jackson Dvorak. Rivets looking for their first run since Thursday, as they were shut out last night in Green Bay. Dvorak looking for his first RBI as a Rivet. McBriar steps off and throws to first base to check on Nowick, who dives back safely. Now he takes a hearty lead. A few steps off the bag, and another throw over, and he dives back safely again. Nowick does have a swiped bag. That came last night in Green Bay. McBriar came set before Dvorak was even in the box. Now he steps off and comes set at the belt yet again. Takes a deep breath and fires. Fastball in the zone for strike 1. In his first plate appearance, Dvorak flew out to center field. It was a hard hit ball, had some carry to it with the wind blowing out. 0-1 to him. Breaking ball again, hit to center field. Coming in is Smith, and he makes the catch chest high. And that ends the threat in the Rockford third inning. The Screws leave men on the corners, and Fond du Lac holds on to a 2-0 lead, headed to the bottom half of the third. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Welcome back to Fond du Lac. Rivets down 2-0 to the Dock Spiders in a battle of Wisconsin-Illinois East rivals. Fond du Lac sitting in first place, Rockford sitting in third place. Back out there for his third inning of work is Nick Volmert. The big right-hander from McHenry County College will face 3-4-5 in the Dock Spiders order, starting with Tim Elko, who's 0 for 1. Volmert winds and deals the first pitch. Fastball can't find the zone. It's low for ball 1. Elko, the junior from Ole Miss, the foremost power threat for the Dock Spiders. 1-0 on the way. Ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Breck Nowick couldn't chase it down in the 5-6 hole. And the leadoff man is on in the Fond du Lac third. Spiders up 2-0 after 2 first-inning runs. Brings up A.J. Miller with Elko on first base. Back in the first, Miller had an RBI single and came around to score himself. That single scored in his teammate Tanner Smith at Oregon. And there's a swing and a drive, deep right field, and that ball sails off the fence. Rounding third is Elko. He's going to try to score. The throw does not come home. It's cut off by Cherokee LeBeau, and it's 3-0 Dock Spiders. That was a majestic high fly ball from A.J. Miller. With the wind blowing out, it had a lot of carry to it. And it hit off the wall on the fly, and it's a standing double. 2 RBIs in 2 plate appearances for the Oregon Duck, as he continues to tear it up. He's now 6 for 10. After joining the Dock Spiders a few games ago. Here's the first pitch to Parker Noland, who squares the bunt but pulls back and takes a curveball in the dirt. Fleekamp blocked that one, keeping Miller on second base. Noland is 1 for 1 with a single. He was left stranded on second base. Volmert steps off, steps back on after wiping sweat from his brow. Gazes in for the sign, comes set out the belt, slide steps and fires. Fastball at the letters for a called strike. 1-1 on the freshman from Vanderbilt. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Here's the 1-1. Curveball misses in the dirt. Fleekamp blocks it. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Noland struggled a bit in his freshman season at Vanderbilt, but has certainly put it together in the Northwoods League. Sporting a .327 batting average. Here's the 2-1 to him. Fastball misses in the dirt that time. It's 3-1. Noland steps out to adjust his batting gloves. Parker has 11 RBIs and a home run to his name this summer. He's got a 12th RBI waiting at second base. Here's the 3-1. Fastball taken high and away, and it's ball 4. It's the first walk issued by Nick Volmert in his start tonight. Now there's a runner on first and second for Braden Frazier. 3 straight base runners in the Fond du Lac third. 3-0 Dock Spiders. And now JT Scara will make the walk out to the mound. As you heard in the pregame interview, Scara serving as Rockford pitching coach for this series. Regular pitching coach Doug Coe is out for the next few games. Should be back for the next series starting Tuesday at home. against Wisconsin. Scara breaks the meeting on the mound, a socially distanced one. And he takes the walk back to the Rockford first base dugout. Gotta imagine that Volmert's leash isn't very long, considering he did not pitch any games this spring. This is his first game as a Rivet. Steps on, ready to face Braden Frazier. The first pitch is a fastball that misses in. 1-0. A.J. Miller on second base. Parker Noland on first. 1 run already in the third. 1-0. Two-seam fastball, can't find the outer half, and it's 2-0. Frazier had an RBI single back in the first. His 12th RBI of the year. Here's the 2-0 offering. And there you heard it. The fans tell you what happened there. Fastball misses outside. 7 straight balls, as you may have guessed. From Volmert. Comes set. Fires the 3-0. Fastball right down the middle to quiet the Fond du Lac faithful. Very loud group of fans, to say the least. And it's 3 balls, 1 strike. Frazier hands at shoulder height, waits for the 3-1, swings and fouls it back. And the count is full. Volmert getting 2 strikes after throwing 3 straight balls to start the at-bat. Still looking for his first out of this bottom half of the third. Also looking for his first strikeout. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and popped up into foul ground. That one will find the seats in the third base grandstand, and we'll do it again. Volmert gets the ball back. Walks around the mound, adjusts his cap, and steps on the left side. Holds the ball in his right hand, shaking it around. Now he's got the sign, brings his hands together, and fires another payoff pitch. It's a fastball that misses high. And now the bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks issued by Volmert. Miller moves up to third. Nolan moves up to second. Frazier with a free pass to first base. And they're juiced for Andrew Bullock, who flew out to center field to end the first inning. Bullock, a bit of an all-or-nothing hitter, hitting .238, entering tonight's ball game with 2 homers. Here's the first offering. Lined right back up the middle, and that gets right through for a base hit. Coming home to score is Miller. Right behind him is Noland. And that's a 2 RBI single for Andrew Bullock. And it's a 3-run third for the Dock Spiders, and the lead is extended to 5. A rough outing early on for Nick Volmert. Still looking for his first out in the third, and I think that will be all for Nick, as JT Scara comes out of the dugout to call upon the bullpen. He takes the ball from Volmert, gives him a pat on the back as he exits the ball game. We'll have the numbers on the new Rockford pitcher after a short break. Don't go anywhere. Still no outs in the third inning with 3 runs already in. It's 5-0 Dock Spiders. Welcome back to Hare Baker Field. In the third inning, the Dock Spiders have pushed across 3 runs without recording an out. As a result, JT Scara pulls the string on Nick Volmert. His day ends, and he hands the ball to Tyler Venditti, the sophomore out of Waubonsie Community College. Taking a look at Venditti's numbers this spring. We can pull them up. Here they are. He made 1 start, pitched 5 innings, allowed 1 hit, struck out 6, and walked 2. Did not allow an earned run. Back in 2019, he pitched to an ERA of 6.57, a rough freshman season followed up by 1 good start to start his sophomore season. He'll look to continue that momentum in a Rivets uniform, making his first appearance as a Rivet. Coming in relief of Nick Volmert, who allows 5 runs at least in 2+. Here's the first pitch to Colin All. Fastball misses inside for ball 1. All, the 8 batter, steps up with a runner on first and second. Venditti set for the 1-0. Here it is. Line drive through the left side for a base hit. Coming on to field it is Sturdivant, and he will throw into the cutoff man Nowick, as getting held up at third is Frazier. Bullock moves up to second, and the bases are loaded again. 6 straight base runners to start the Fond du Lac third. No outs recorded. It brings up the 9 batter, Brian Javier, who flew out to center in the second inning. Big spot here for Venditti. Needs to keep things from getting out of hand early. And he balks. He came set and started his pitch, but stopped after planting his foot moving towards home plate. So he must have stumbled out there. Coming home to score on the balk is Braden Frazier. Bullock moves up to third base, and All moves up to second. Here's the first pitch to Javier. Fastball swung on and missed for strike 1. Venditti looks in for the sign. With the ball behind his back, now comes set at the letters. Fires the 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Kleekamp, and it's ball 1. Bullock doesn't have very good speed on third base, so you won't see him come home unless the ball really gets away. Here's the 1-1. Line drive to left field. Coming over into the gap is Sturdivant, and he can't get there. It drops. Coming home to score is Bullock. Right behind him by a few feet is All. Hustling into second is Javier with a 2 RBI double. And it is 8-0 Fond du Lac. The line keeps on moving for the Dock Spiders in the third. Still no outs with 6 runs in. A discouraging turn of events for a Rivets bullpen that has been good so far after the roster rebuild in 2 games. That trend stops. First pitch to Caleb Durbin, slapped the other way, tailing away from center fielder Colton Klein. That drops in front of the right fielder Dvorak. Moving up to third base is Javier, as Durbin picks up his second single of the game. And now the 9th batter of this third inning steps to the dish in Tanner Smith. 8-0 Fond du Lac. Bottom half of the third. Venditti has his sign and steps off and throws to check on Durbin, who's back standing. Durbin did steal second base back in the second inning. So the Rivets don't have a short memory. They remember that detail. Now Venditti delivers home. Fastball right down the middle for a called strike. Smith has reached once today. That was on an error in the first inning. Came around to score. And in the second, he flew out to left field. Venditti steps off and throws to first again to check on Durbin, who is again safe. That time getting his uniform dirty with a dive back. Rivets have surrendered 10 hits in 3 innings. Venditti looking to stop the bleeding, delivers a fastball outside. That's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Smith. Fond du Lac center fielder making his debut tonight. 1-1 on the way. Fastball outside. Kleekamp jumps out of his squat to look the runners back. Durbin on first base. Javier on third. 2-1 count on Tanner Smith. Venditti pauses and delivers. Ground ball through the right side. A chopper gets through. Javier comes home to score from third base. The throw goes into second base, where Durbin was caught off the bag, but he's back safely. And the line keeps on moving. RBI single for Tanner Smith. That's his first as a dock spider. And now Fondy has officially batted around as the leadoff man in this inning. Tim Elko steps back up. And 2 at-bats. Elko's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored here in this inning. Here's the first pitch to the Ole Miss Rebel. Breaking ball didn't break enough. That one started at Elko's shoulder. Curved just enough not to hit him, and it's ball 1. Durbin on second base, Smith on first. Venditti sports the red cleats and fires the 1-0. Fastball downstairs, nice block by Jake Kleekamp to keep the speedy Durbin at bay. And it's 2-0. Elko certainly has the power to clear the bases. Has 5 homers. Looking for his 22nd RBI. Here's the 2-0. Fouled straight back. He was right on the fastball. It's 2-1. Gray clouds ranging over the field as the sun sets on Fond du Lac. At 7:41 Central Time. Getting near the end of daylight. Here's the 2-1 from Venditti. Fastball dots the outer half, and it's 2-2. Elko steps out. Gives his bat a look. Uses it to tap the plate twice. And waits for the 2-2. Here it is. Skied to right field. Going back is Dvorak. He's a few steps in front of the track. Makes the catch backpedaling. Tagging and moving up to third is Durbin. Staying at first is Smith. And there is finally 1 out here in the Fond du Lac third inning. 7 runs in here in the third frame. 9-0 Fond du Lac. And now there's 1 away for A.J. Miller. Miller drove home Elko earlier this inning with an RBI double. He's 2 for 2 with a single, double, and 2 RBIs. Holds his hands low, now brings them up at shoulder height. Here's the first pitch. Fastball in the dirt, 4-1. Again, another Rivets pitcher struggling to deliver. First pitch strikes. He's come back to bite. First Nick Volmert, and then Tyler Venditti. Venditti steps off and throws onto first, and it looked like they had Smith leaning, but he's called safe. Beers couldn't get the tag down quick enough. So there's still runners on the corners. Ground ball could end the inning. Rivets middle infield at double play depth. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball misses low and in. Kleekamp makes the backhanded stop. And it's 2-0. No lack of output from Fond du Lac's lineup and no lack of energy from the Fond du Lac fans. Venditti steps off and throws onto first, and it gets away from Beers. Scampering home is Durbin, and moving up to second is Smith. It's 10-0. The inning keeps getting worse for the Rivets. That will go as a throwing error on Venditti. Can't have those simple defensive mistakes. And although the Rivets have not had many of them in this inning, it's been more of Fond du Lac's hitting. Nothing will take the wind out of your sails like a mistake like that. Here's the 2-0 to Miller. Fastball for a called strike on the outer black. And it's 2-1. Fond du Lac with 2 runs in the first and 8 here in the third. Zeros for the Rivets on the line score. Here's the 2-1. Not caught by Kleekamp. Dropped, and moving up to third base is Smith. Kleekamp could not catch the fastball. Glanced off his glove, and it went behind Miller in the left-handed batter's box. So a tricky position. And heads up base running results in a free 90 feet. And the 9th run of the frame is 90 feet away. Miller with 8 RBIs so far. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to second base. Cherokee LeBeau gobbles and throws in time to first base, and it's another RBI for A.J. Miller as Tanner Smith comes home to score on the 4-3 putaway. And the lead burgeons to 11. Now the bases are empty with 2 away for Parker Noland. Tyler Venditti looking to get Rockford out of this long third inning. The first pitch misses high. Fastball in the mid-80s. 4-1. Noland has reached twice, first on a single and then on a walk. Scored earlier this inning. 1-0, tailing fastball hits the zone. And it's 1-1. Noland, one of 4 lefties for Zach Charbonneau in the Fondy order. Venditti comes back quickly and fires a strike. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Venditti has worked slowly throughout this inning. Perhaps the change of pace threw off Noland there as he was frozen. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses low and in, and it's back even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. In the bottom of the third. 11-0 Doc Spiders. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball taken for ball 3. Noland does not chase. Very disciplined. 17 games this spring for the Commodores. Noland hit .259. Here's the payoff pitch. It misses low for ball 4. And so the inning continues. Noland draws his second walk of the inning. And that brings up Braden Frazier. Rivets pitching yet to record a strikeout tonight. Volmort could not in 2+ innings. And Venditti has yet to record one in 2/3. As he steps off to check on Noland, throws over, and Noland is back in standing. Beers holds him on at first base. Venditti comes set and fires the first pitch to Frazier. It misses outside for ball 1. The 1-0 is driven into left center field. Coming over to make the catch is Colton Klein, who reaches over his head to make the squeeze. And the bottom half of the 3rd inning mercifully ends. The Dock Spiders push across 9 runs to extend their lead to 11-0. Head to the 4th. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Welcome back to Fond du Lac, where the Rivets find themselves down a whopping 11-0. The Dock Spiders score 9 runs in the bottom half of the 3rd. We'll see what the Rivets can do in the top half of the 4th. They will send up the 4, 5, 6 hitters in the order: Beers, Kleekamp, and LeBeau. Here's the first pitch from Michael McBriar. Swung on and lifted into right field. Ranging to his right is Miller, who makes the catch to retire Beers. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 4th inning for Michael McBriar. That brings up Jake Kleekamp, catcher from Judson, grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning in his first plate appearance. McBriar offers the first pitch. Breaking ball misses low for ball 1. Jake wearing the stirrups with the dark gray road uniforms. 1-0. Drilled to shortstop, but right at Durbin, who scoops, steps, and throws in time to retire Kleekamp. And McBriar continues to work efficiently here in the 4th inning. There's 2 away for Cherokee LeBeau. Back in the 2nd inning, Cherokee struck out swinging. Something that's been a theme for him. Got 6 strikeouts this season as he takes a curveball low. Ball 1. LeBeau facing off against his former Northwoods League squad. Last year, LeBeau was a Dock Spider. 1-0. Curveball finds the zone that time, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Cherokee hit just 191 last summer for Fond du Lac. 1-1. Chopped to short. Durbin cuts off Elko and makes the throw in time to end the Rockford fourth. Screws are set down 1, 2, 3, and they are down by 11. 11-0 Dock Spiders. Headed to the bottom half of the fourth. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Rivets down 11-0 to the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, headed to the bottom of the fourth. Heading back out there for his first clean inning of relief work is Tyler Venditti, after he took over for Nick Volmert back in the fateful third inning for the Rivets, in which the pitching staff surrendered 9 runs. Venditti surrendered 3 earned runs, 4 runs in total. Delivers the first pitch to Andrew Bullock. Fastball for a called strike, and it's 0-1. 7, 8, 9 will come up to face Venditti here in the Dock Spiders fourth. 0-1 to Andrew Bullock. Fastball misses low. 4 ball 1. Bullock headed to Charleston Southern for his final year of eligibility. 1-1 offering to him. There's a swing and a drive. Deep right field. Getting a beat on it is Jackson Dvorak, who makes the play. A few steps in front of the warning track for the first out of the inning. Bullock put a charge into that one, but a little bit too far under it. There's 1 out for Colin All. Sophomore out of Butler. Has 1 hit today. Came last inning. Came around to score. First offering. Curveball finds the outer half for strike 1. Colin picked a good day to make his Northwoods League debut. Dock Spiders up 11-0. 1-0 is swung at and fouled. Right back to the screen. And it's 0-2. Venditti steps right back on. Looks in for the sign. With the ball behind his back, he's got the sign, sets at the letters, and fires the 0-2. Fastball high. 4 ball 1. All adjusts his batting helmet, points the bat outwards, brings it back in, waits the 1-2. He swings and drives it into center. Going back is Klein, just in front of the warning track. He reaches up and makes the play. 2 loud outs here in the Fond du Lac fourth. And there's 2 down for Brian Javier. Javier reached and scored last inning. Way he got on, a 2 RBI double. First pitch to him, grounded to shortstop. Bracknowick scoops it up and fires onto first to beat a jogging Javier, and the inning ends. So Tyler Venditti bounces back with a 1-2-3 frame, and the score holds. Doc Spiders 11, Rivets nothing after 4. Fond du Lac 11, Rockford nothing heading into the 5th inning at Hare Baker Field in Fond du Lac. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I'm Larry Larson. The Rivets have not been able to push across anything whatsoever against Michael McBriar. Just 2 hits. And the sophomore from Ashland University has been dealing just 45 pitches through 4 innings of work. He'll face 7, 8, 9 in the Rivets order here in the 5th inning. Here's the first pitch to Justin Carestis. Fastball taken just a bit low for ball 1. Back in the 2nd, Carestis struck out swinging. 0-1, misses low again. Ball 2. McBriar has pitched to contact tonight, just 2 Ks. Winds and fires the 2-0. Bender for a called strike. Pinpointing the outer half there. Beautiful pitch. That's what you got to do when you don't have overpowering fastball stuff. 2-1 on the way. Fastball misses in. McBriar definitely looking like a great contact pitcher tonight. Misses low with a fastball, and it's a leadoff walk to Justin Carestis. There you have the other half of working just around the zone, like most contact pitchers do. If you miss by just a little bit too much, then you end up walking a bunch of guys, but McBriar's control has been very good tonight. That's just his 2nd walk. And brings up Kyle Hamilton with a runner on first base. First pitch, fastball inside for a called strike. Rivets looking for their first run. Their first run since Thursday night, in fact, when they scored 2 in Green Bay. They're down 11-0. Here's the 0-1. Fastball right down the middle, a little bit high, but it's called a strike. And it's 0-2 on Kyle Hamilton. Hamilton walked and was stranded on third base in the 3rd inning. Has an open batting stance. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and tapped foul. We'll do it again. The lights really starting to take effect here at Hare Baker Field. Shining down on a very well manicured field. Here's another 0-2 from McBriar. Jam shot right to Tim Elko at third base, who makes the play to retire Hamilton quietly. And there's one out for the 9-hitter, Brian Sturdivant. Sturdivant steps up with Carestis on first base. Rivets need 11 to tie this one up. Sturdivant, in his debut, is 0 for 1. The fly out to right. He takes a curveball in the dirt for ball 1. Sturdivant, a junior out of UW-Whitewater. Native of Burlington, Wisconsin. Breyer comes set and fires the 1-0. Fouled straight back. Just got a piece of Colin all behind the plate. Those who have lived in Rockford may recognize the name Sturdivant. Sturdivant's Menswear was a store in Rockford for a very long time. 1-1 to Brian Sturdivant, misses low and away. But it's a different spelling of Sturdivant. So Brian, the Rockford Rivet, is of no relation. Here's the 2-1 to the Rockford left fielder. Grounded to second. Could be 2. Durbin to second for 1. On to first. That's a double play. It's a 6-4-3 twin killing to end the Rockford fifth. McBriar again faces the minimum, and the Rivets still look for their first run. They're down 11-zip through 4.5 in Fond du Lac. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Rivets down 11-0, headed to the bottom half of the fifth. JT Scara, Rivets manager, goes back to the bullpen, hands the ball to Brendan Lowry. The left-handed pitcher out of Waubonsie Community College, native of Indian Head Park, stands at 6'3", 230. Can reach back and pump in some gas with the fastball. He'll face the top of the order, starting with Caleb Durbin. First pitch, fastball misses high and away for ball 1. Durbin is 2 for 3 this evening with 3 hard hit balls. 1-0 on the way. He ducks out of the way of a fastball. Nearly came up and hit him in the head, but luckily for the Washed U product, He was able to avert. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Lowry works from the windup and delivers another fastball inside, and it's 3-0. Lowry, the third pitcher for Rockford tonight. He relieves Tyler Venditti, who relieved Nick Volmart. Here's the 3-0. Fastball tails too far inside. That's a 4-pitch walk issued to Durbin to start the 5th. 11-0 Dock Spiders. Bottom half of the 5th. So the walk brings up Tanner Smith with the runner on first base. Lowry working from the stretch and fires a first pitch strike. Fastball right down the middle at 85 miles per hour. Lefty against lefty. Lowry sets at the belt, gives a look to Durbin, and delivers home. Off-speed pitch misses outside. And it's 1-1. Wind still blowing out slightly at Hare Baker Field. 1-1 on the way. Fastball misses outside again. It's been Lowry's miss so far. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Rivets middle infield at double play depth. Got a defensive substitution for the Rivets at second base as Lowry misses outside with the fastball again. Phil Highland in the game, relieving Rockford second baseman Cherokee LeBeau. Lowry sets and delivers the 3-1. Misses high and away, and it's ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start Brendan Lowry's night. And there's runners on first and second for Tim Elko. Elko is 1 for 3 tonight. Singled and scored in an 9-run third inning that got the Dock Spiders to 11 runs. 11-0 advantage for Fond du Lac. Here's the first pitch to the big third baseman. Fastball taken for ball 1. Elko standing in there at 6'4". Stout, 230 pounds. This will be his last weekend for Fond du Lac before he heads back to school. 1-0 offering. Fastball right down the middle, taken for a strike. 1-1. I'm sure the Dock Spiders will miss his power because he's got a lot of it, turning in a .505 slugging percentage entering tonight. Rivets have seen that. He hit a home run in the last series back in Rockford. 1-1 on the way. There's a high fly ball into center. It sends Colton Klein back at the track. He makes the catch just in front of the wall. Tagging up and moving up to third is Caleb Durbin. Also moving up 90 feet to second base is Tanner Smith. So it's a productive fly out for Elko. Now there's 1 away with 2 runners in scoring position for the cleanup man, A.J. Miller. This is lineup construction at its finest for Fond du Lac manager Zach Charbonneau. Miller has 3 RBIs tonight. Comes up with more opportunities. Here's the first pitch. Fastball finds the zone. It's a called strike. Yesterday in Fond du Lac's win, Miller had 3 RBIs with 2 doubles and a triple. He was in the 8th spot. After that performance, gets moved up to 4th. 0-1 on the way. Check swing on a fastball. He did go. And it's 0-2. This would be a big strikeout for Brendan Lowry. Stares in for the sign with the ball behind his back. It's a long pause, and he's got the sign. Kleekamp sets up low and away. Here's the 0-2. Curveball misses low and away. And that's ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Caleb Durbin on third base. Tanner Smith on second. 1 out here in the Fond du Lac fifth. Doc Spiders up 11-0. A.J. Miller looking for more. Here's the 1-2. Fastball outside. Back-to-back misses for Lowry. Now it's back even at 2-2. Lowry walked the first 2 batters of the frame. And a fly ball from Tim Elko moved them both up. Lowry steps off and steps back on. Now he's got his sign. Closed stance as he comes set. Here's the 2-2. Fastball high. And now it's full. Lowry in a deep battle against the cleanup man, Miller. Miller points the bat out. Brings both hands into it. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled off over our heads. We'll do it again. Here in Fond du Lac, we're at the suite level above the lower bowl, and next to us there is a birthday party filled with a number of young boys, and as that ball got popped over the net, they were very excited. Here's another payoff pitch. Fastball high. That's the 3rd walk of the inning, issued by Brendan Lowry. And the bases are loaded for Parker Noland. Parker has reached all 3 times, once on a single and twice on free passes. Very good, disciplined hitter out of Vanderbilt. Lefty against lefty. First offering. High cheese, too high. 1-0. Despite the wide lead for the Doc Spiders, crowd still very much engaged. 1-0. Driven the other way into left field. Coming in is Brian Sturdivant. Makes the catch over his head. Tagging is Durbin. The throw is cut off by Kyle Hamilton at third base. And it's a sacrifice fly as Durbin scores. And the lead grows to 12-0. Score at a sac fly for Noland. His first RBI. His 12th of the season. And makes a productive out number 2. And it brings up Braden Frazier. Smith on second and Miller on first. Neither of those runners moved up. First pitch. Fastball taken upstairs for ball 1. Lowry gets the ball back, wipes some sweat off into his sleeve, steps back on. He's got his sign. He comes set and delivers. Tailing fastball, well too far outside to the righty Frazier. It's 2-0. Rivets pitching tonight, stark contrast to the Doc Spiders pitching. Lowry, the Rivets' 3rd pitcher tonight. 2-0, misses upstairs, and it's 3-0. Fond du Lac, on the other hand, still has Michael McBriar going. You imagine that he will stay in the game. He's had just 58 pitches through 5 innings. Rivets, on the other hand, have not been so lucky. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Fastball down the middle for a called strike. Frazier taking all the way. Frazier walked and scored in the 9-run Fond du Lac third inning. He also had an RBI back in the first when the Dock Spiders pushed across 2. That really set the tone in this one. 3-1 from Lowry. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Despite the struggles here in this inning, if Lowry could come back and strike out the Iowa Hawkeye, it would be a big confidence boost. After a long pause, he's got the sign from Kleekamp. Here comes the payoff pitch. Ground ball to second base. Highland makes the play in time to end the 5th inning. But not before. Fond du Lac pushes across another run, this time on a sac fly from Parker Noland. New score, Dock Spiders 12, Rivets nothing. Headed to the 6th inning, we'll see what the Screws offense can do as I send up the top of the order. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Welcome back to Fond du Lac as Michael McBriar, the Dock Spiders starter tonight, is back out there for a 6th inning of work as he is out in front 12-0. He'll face the Rockford leadoff man Colton Klein to start the 3rd time through the order. Here in the top of the 6th, first pitch. Fastball misses low and away to the big left-handed batter. Ball 1. 1-0, swung on and missed. A change up right down the middle. Klein swung right through it. Klein is 1 for 2. The ground out to shortstop and a single. McBriar working from the windup, kicks and fires. There's a swing and a drive into center field. Tanner Smith has a beat on it and makes the play leaning backwards. Catching that one over his head. And that's the first out of the inning. That's been the story lately for Klein. Loud outs. There's one down now for the 2-hitter Breck Nowick. Rockford shortstop, first pitch. There's a pop fly into shallow center field. Ranging out is the second baseman, Javier, and he can't make the play. That falls over his shoulder. That was a tough play for the second baseman to make. It was shallow center field, but it didn't look like Tanner Smith, the center fielder, had a beat on it. That one was to be taken care of by the middle infield, and Javier couldn't come through. So it's a duck snort single for Breck Nowick. That brings up Jackson Dvorak. Rivets need to get something going. Down 12-0. First pitch. Curveball just misses outside to the right-hander. And it's 1-0. Zeros across the line score for the Rivets. We've just got 3 hits. 1-0. There's a drive into left center. Coming on quickly is Smith, but he can't make the catch as it falls in front of him. And it's back-to-back base knocks for the Rivets to start the top half of the 6th. Very encouraging for this Rivets order. Brings up the 4-hitter, Sam Beers. The third time through the order is so often tumultuous for starters. Of course, McBriar has been dealing up until this point. Just 58 pitches through 5 innings. But a different story here to start the 6th. First pitch to Beers. That one's driven into deep left field. Going back on it is Frazier, who reaches up and makes the catch over his head. He was a step in front of the warning track and made the running grab. Nothing you can do on that one but tip your cap if you're Sam Beers. And there's 2 away. It's been one of those nights for the Rivets. Lots of hard contact. Not many hits. That brings up the 5-hitter Jake Kleekamp with Breck Nowick on second base and Jackson Dvorak on first. Jake is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. Here's the first pitch to the Rockford catcher. It's popped up in foul ground towards the left side, and that one will find the seats. The wind has shifted a bit, blowing now from the right side to the left side, and the wind helped Kleekamp there. 0-1. So far this summer, Kleekamp played some baseball in a men's league to keep busy, but his main project lately has been flying. He's very close to getting his private pilot's license. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. He swung right through a fastball down the middle. It's 0-2. Jake looking into going to flight school at some point here down the road. As he chokes up. Here comes the 0-2 from McBriar. Fastball inside. Kleekamp pulled the hands back to avoid that pitch. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kleekamp with a very loose batting stance in the right-handed batter's box, waving the bat back and forth. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses low and away to the 6'3" catcher. It's one thing you won't see often is catchers chasing pitches outside of the zone. Before the coronavirus hiatus, all 3 of Rockford's catchers had very keen eyes, and that trend continues here with Jake Kleekamp. Here's the 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The bottom dropped out of a curveball for McBriar. That's just his 3rd strikeout in 6 innings of work, but he keeps Rockford scoreless, stranding 2 runners on. So after 5.5, it's Fond du Lac 12, Rockford nothing. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Rivets down 12-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning here at Hare Baker Field. Brendan Lowry out for his 2nd inning of relief work. Will face 7, 8, 9 in the order. Andrew Bullock, Colin All, and Brian Javier. He will throw to a new catcher, Austin Robinson, in the game, taking over for Jake Kleekamp. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses outside. Dropped by Robinson, who has not seen action yet this year. The Mendota native plays for Milwaukee Area Tech. Next pitch misses high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Lowry working from the windup. 2 junior college players pitching to each other. 2 freshmen. So Lowry has to step off. Some trouble communicating the sign from Robinson. Now it looks like he's got the sign. He kicks and deals the 2-0. Fastball misses high. Check swing from Bullock. Did he go around? He did not. Says Lucas Kabuchi at third base. Third base umpire, and it's 3-0 on the Fond du Lac first baseman. Lowry winds and deals, and the 3-0 misses high, and it's ball 4. That is the 4th walk issued by Lowry, as he continues to struggle with his command. Very stark contrast to Michael McBriar, the starter for Fond du Lac, whose command has been stellar, to say the least. He's issued just 2 walks. So now there's a runner on first base for Colin All. First pitch to the catcher, swing and a foul back. 0-1. Fond du Lac's offense has been firing on all cylinders lately. They've won 10 of 11. Last night, they bounced back from a loss, beating the best team in the league, Wisconsin Rapids, 13-0. Now the Rivets feeling something of the same thing here. It's been a rough night. Lowry sets and fires the 0-1. And excuse me, Tapper right back to the mound. Throws on to second for 1, on to first. That's a double play. 1-6-3 twin killing for the Screws. And now there's 2 down. Nice recovery there from Lowry. Making the play on that one at shortstop was Troy Tucci. Checked into the game for Breck Nowick at short. Tucci, a utility man out of Rockford University. Here's the first pitch to Javier, the 9 batter. Taken for strike 1. Bats with an open batting stance, hands held high. Here's the 0-1. It's skied into right field. It's popped into no man's land, and Dvorak stumbles while trying to make the play. He gets up and throws into second base, but not in time to get a hustling Javier. I'm not sure that one will be called an error, as Dvorak did not get far enough to make that play. Get near the baseball. Got caught up by the turf monster, as they say. What can you do? Now there's a runner in scoring position with 2 down for the leadoff man, Caleb Durbin, who has had one heck of a night. First pitch to the Wash U St. Louis product. Curveball in the dirt, 4-1. Durbin has reached 3 times, scored twice, 2 singles and a walk, and a line out to short to start the ball game. Lefty pitcher, right-handed batter. Current Rivet against former Rivet. 1-0. Swung on and rolled down the right side, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. 2 other games within the pod going on tonight. Green Bay on top of La Crosse 4-2 at Copeland Park in the 4th inning. And Wisconsin beating Wisconsin Rapids 5-4 in the 7th in Wausau. 1-1 from Lowry to Durbin. Misses inside, ball 2. And, of course, the third score in the pod tonight, Rivets 0, Fond du Lac 12. Rivets running into a buzzsaw. Here's the 2-1. High fly ball, way foul down the left side. That one may get out of the ballpark. Durbin swung at an elevated breaking ball that Lowry really missed on, and I think he knows he got away with one as he takes a walk around the mound before stepping back on. Been a frustrating night for the Rivets. 2 errors, allowing those 12 runs. Here's the 2-2 with 2 outs. Ground ball to Hamilton at third base. He scoops it up and throws high to Sam Beers, who reaches above his head to retire Caleb Durbin and end the inning. So the Rivets put up a 0 in the bottom half of the 6th, and the score remains Fond du Lac 12, Rivets 0. You're listening to Rivets Baseball. "12-0 ball game here at Hare Baker Field in favor of the home team Fond du Lac Dock Spiders over the Rockford Rivets. Thanks for joining us on this nice August evening for baseball. A bit muggy in Fond du Lac, but a nice night no less. Temperature cooling down now. Michael McBriar back out there for another inning of work. Delivers the first pitch to Phil Highland. Phil Highland, who subbed in for Cherokee LeBeau in the field a few innings ago. Highland did not get the start, did not do so yesterday. Here's the 0-1. Drilled into right center field, and that one will fall for a single. Highland turns on the Jets, takes a big round, but slams on the brakes and retreats back to the first base bag. And it's a leadoff single for Phil. Rockford Regent getting some playing time in this one. So now there's a man on for Justin Carestis. Rivets DH. Here's the first pitch. He does not offer at a fastball. That is a called strike on the outer half. No balls, 1 strike to Carestis, who's reached once on a walk. He's also struck out. Here's the 0-1. Big chopper to second base. Caleb Durbin throws onto second for 1. On to first. That's a double play. Nice turn there by the Fond du Lac infield. Durbin had to charge, make a quick throw to the second baseman, Brian Javier, who made a perfect relay to Andrew Bullock at first base, who stretched to get a hustling Justin Carestis. And there's 2 down for Kyle Hamilton here in the top half of the 7th. 12-0 ball game in favor of Fond du Lac. McBriar back to the windup. First pitch, curveball called strike to the 5'8 Hamilton. Hamilton, also a native of the Rockford area. He swings through a fastball. 0-2. 3 Rockford area natives in the lineup tonight for the Screws. Jake Kleekamp, Kyle Hamilton, and Justin Carestis. All graduates of Northern Illinois Conference 10 schools. Here's the 0-2, drilled into right field. Coming on quick is A.J. Miller. He dives. Did he make the play? Yes, he did. That's a spectacular diving play by the Oregon Duck out there in right field to end the Rockford 7th. A disappointing night continues for the Rivets. They're still down 12-zip at stretch time at Hare Baker Field. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. Stretch time is complete in Fond du Lac as the home team Dock Spiders are up 12-0 on the Rockford Rivets. Back out there for a third inning of relief work is Brendan Lowry. He'll face the 2-batter, 2-3-4. The Dock Spiders order. The first pitch to Tanner Smith is twisted foul. Slow roller down the right side. It's 0-1. Smith has reached 3 times on an error, a single, and a walk. 0-1. Bender bounced away from the catcher, Austin Robinson. And it's 1-1. If things stand the way they are, the Dock Spiders will have won 11 of 12 games. 1-1, ground ball up the middle. Troy Tucci gobbles it up and throws just from behind the second base bag, and the throw gets away from Sam Beers at first. Hustling to back up the play was Austin Robinson, and that hustle keeps Smith at first base. So if there's any positive on an error, that is it. That one will likely be called an E6. Tucci's throw was low. That's the third error of the night for this Rivets team. Smith leads off first base. Tim Elko steps to the plate. First pitch. Fastball check swing. He did check it up. And it's ball 1. Elko is 1 for 4 tonight. But his last 2 at-bats, he has hit some deep fly balls. Fly out to right to the opposite field and a fly out to center. 1-0. Big hack and a miss. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Lowry, the freshman from Wabanzi Community College, has struggled with his control, but it looks better this inning as he's settled in. He was a starter this spring at Wabanzi. Delivers the 1-1, a fastball inside that prompts Elko to jump out of the way. It's 2-1. Lowry gazes in for the sign, comes set with a closed stance, and fires home. Tailing fastball nearly hits Elko again, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, excuse me. Between innings here in Fond du Lac, of course, the 7th inning stretch. 3-1 is swung through by Elko, and it's full. Fans not only singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," but also "Roll Out the Barrel." A tradition at Milwaukee Brewers games, but also really at every ballpark here in Wisconsin. All the Northwoods League teams do it. I'm sure the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers do it. Here's the 3-2, fouled off by Elko. We'll do it again. A few minor league teams in Wisconsin, the Beloit Snappers, former affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers, also play Roll Out the Barrel. Beloit getting a new ballpark in downtown Beloit in southern Wisconsin. It's going to be a nice one. Lowry comes set for another payoff pitch to Tim Elko. It's on the way. Curveball down the middle, check swing. It's called strike 3. Elko tossed the bat away as he thought it was ball 4. And it was one heck of a bat toss as it nearly got all the way back to the Fond du Lac dugout. So perhaps it was out of frustration. And that is the first strikeout by a Dock Spiders hitter tonight. That shows you that the Spiders have really just had the screws number. First pitch to A.J. Miller. Fastball for a called strike to the left-hander. Miller has 3 RBIs. And he's 2 for 3 with a walk. He has been a nice late-season pickup for Zach Charbonneau. 0-1. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And it's 0-2. Runner on first with 1 out. Bottom half of the 7th. Dock Spiders winning 12-0. Troy Tucci and Phil Heinland at double play depth up the middle. A Rockford Regent double play combo. 0-2. Fastball misses outside. Robinson couldn't bring it back in the zone. Number of defensive substitutions late in the game for Rockford, and that's something to be expected from JT Scara, at least in these first few games, as he gets used to what he has at his disposal. 1-2, fastball misses again, this time high and away. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. In our pregame chat, Scara said these first 4 games are a bit of a feeling out process, a bit like spring training, and then the last 10 games, he's going to be playing his best 9 every day. Here's the 2-2. Fastball low, and it gets through the wickets of Robinson, and that allows Smith to move up to second. And the count is full on Miller. So Robinson has had a little bit of trouble adjusting, getting subbed in the middle of a game behind home plate. It's even more tricky when you haven't caught any of the pitchers that you're catching. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball misses outside, and it's ball 4. 1-out walk makes it runners on first and second for Parker Noland. And the command issues continue for Brendan Lowry, who, with that walk, has now surrendered 5. Third Rockford pitcher tonight. First pitch to Noland. Fastball taken, just missed high. So the Rockford pitchers have issued 8 walks and just 1 strikeout. Michael McBriar, the one pitcher for Fond du Lac, has issued 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. 1-0 to Noland. It's a big league pop fly to the right side, foul territory. Sam Beers stumbles and he can't make the play. That one was trailing back fair. Beers started ranging towards the line, tripped over himself, and hit the deck as he was reaching out. And that's the second time in as many innings that the Turf Monster has struck the Rockford Rivets. Out in right field, Jackson Dvorak felt the effects. Last inning. New life for Noland. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss on a nice curveball that cut away from the left-handed batter, and it's 1-2. Lowry out there to eat innings for the Rivets in this game that is not particularly close. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Goes back to the curveball. This time Noland checks up. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. In case you're just joining us, Fond du Lac pushed across 2 runs to start us off in the bottom half of the first. And the big difference is a 9-run third inning. 2-2, swung on and fouled off the mask of Robinson. We'll do the 2-2 yet again. Tanner Smith on second base. A.J. Miller on first with 1 out. Here in the bottom half of the seventh, I should say. That wouldn't be very good if it's 8:51 p.m. and we're still in the second inning. 2-2, fouled off, and we'll have another. It's August 8th, 2020. Let's take a look at a little this date in baseball history. After another 2-2 offering from Brendan Lowry to Parker Noland. Lowry sets at the belt. Fires another 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That time Lowry went to the changeup, and it really worked as Noland swung right through it. And that's the second strikeout of the inning. And the second strikeout of the game by Rockford pitching. There's 2 away for Braden Frazier. One this date in baseball history that Cubs fans probably aren't fond of. It's the first pitch to Frazier. It's called strike. In 2000, Phil Norton becomes the 18th pitcher in Major League history to give up 4 homers in an inning to the Dodgers. Dodgers would win that game 7-5. 0-1 misses high to Frazier. This date in 1997, Mark McGuire hits his first home run as a St. Louis Cardinal at Busch Stadium. 1-1, misses high. It's 2 balls, 1 strike on Frazier. Frazier is 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Also an RBI. Two 2-1. Swing and a miss. Tailing changeup on the outer half, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lowry has gotten better as the night has gone on. Perhaps it's a matter of comfort for the freshman who hasn't really pitched much at this level whatsoever. Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball misses inside as Frazier backs up. And the count is full. And how about one more? This date in baseball history, in 2014, Bartolo Colon wins his 200th career victory. Payoff pitch is popped up. On the infield, Troy Tucci, the shortstop, takes a few steps in and boots it. He can't make the play. It glances off his glove, and coming home to score from second on the pop-up is Tanner Smith. And the Dock Spiders extend the lead to 13-0. So that is 2 times this inning that the Rivets have dropped a pop fly on the infield. First time it was Sam Beers in foul territory, and the next time, right there, Troy Tucci couldn't handle it at short. So JT Scara takes the walk to the mound to gather the infield. I think everybody needs a breath. It's been a rough night for the Screws. Losing to the first place Dock Spiders, 13-0. The Rivets trail the Dock Spiders by 6.5. And before the coronavirus positive test of a staff member in the Rivets organization put a pause on the season and gutted the roster, the Rivets were only a few games back of Fond du Lac, 2.5, if I'm not mistaken, as these 2 teams have gone back and forth in the season series, knotted at 4 apiece right now. But then Fond du Lac got hot. They won 9 in a row and ran away with it. First pitch to Andrew Bullock. It's a big swing and a foul back. 0-1. This will be a season to remember in Rivets franchise history. They started out with the most talented roster in the team's 5-year history. 0-1 to Bullock. Another foul back, that time chopped on the ground between the legs of the first baseman, and it's 0-2. Rivets roster was comprised of all Division I players, nearly. And the team featured a number of players now featured in the top 150 draft prospects for 2021. Here's the 0-2, another foul ball by Bullock. We'll do it again. And now, the Rivets roster is made up of nearly all Division III players and junior college players. But the beauty of baseball is that this group can go out there and compete with any team. Here's the 0-2. Chopper to first base, but foul. Fourth pitch of the at-bat is the fourth foul ball of the at-bat between Lowry and Bullock. But the Rivets just made calls to local players. I even recruited a few players to the team, texted a few of my high school buddies. And now they've got a group back together after 5 days off. Really remarkable. 0-2 to Bullock again. Another foul ball. That's 5 in a row. It's 0-2. And it prompts Tyler Jones, the home plate umpire, to collect a handful of new baseballs from the bat boy. Runner on second base, 2 outs. 0-2 on Bullock. Breaking ball misses low and away after Lowry was pounding the zone. So it's Miller on second base, Frazier on first. Lowry looking for his 3rd strikeout of the inning. Looking to set down Bullock with a strikeout for the first time tonight. Sends the breaking ball up there, and it misses short again. It's 2-2. From our angle behind the plate, it's tough to see the Rivets bullpen. But it does look like there is action. Some tossing going on, but we cannot see who it is. Here's the 2-2 to the first baseman. Fastball misses high and away. And now it's full. Bullock fouled off 5 straight pitches before now taking 3 straight balls. Bullock walked in his last at-bat in the 6th. Lowry comes set and throws the payoff pitch. Breaking ball bounces way away from Austin Robinson. He has to run in front of the Fond du Lac dugout to pick it up. But Miller stops at third base as Frazier moves up to second and Bullock walks to first. The bases are loaded for the 8-hitter Colin All, who found himself in this spot back in the 3rd inning. As JT Scarra comes out of the Rockford dugout once again to make the call to the bullpen. He calls upon Jacob Taft. We'll have the numbers on the right-hander out of Graceland right after this. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Baseball. (13-0) ball game in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs, and JT Scarra calls upon Jacob Taft to be the 4th pitcher of the night for the Rivets. He relieves Brendan Lowry, who struggled in 2 2/3 innings of work. Taft's numbers this spring at Graceland University at the NAIA level were not the best. He pitched 5 games, 4 1/3 innings. Pitched to a 12.46 ERA, struck out 6 and walked 2. So his command is good enough, and I'm sure it will be better than Lowry's, or at least Taft would like to be better than Lowry's, as Brendan walked 6 Doc Spiders in 2 2/3 innings of work. He's responsible for 3 base runners. A.J. Miller on third base, Braden Frazier on second, and Andrew Bullock, who just walked, on first. Taft looking to hold this very potent Doc Spiders offense at 13. As Taft gathers a few words of encouragement or reminders from his teammates before he steps on the rubber. Kyle Hamilton trots back to third base. Austin Robinson trots back behind the dish. Taft steps on the right side of the rubber. Looks in for the sign. Comes set and fires the first pitch to Colton All. Fastball misses high for ball 1. So far tonight, All has reached once. And his last time up, he grounded into a 1-6-3 double play in the last inning. Sophomore from Butler. Waits for the 1-0. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Fastball, or excuse me, that was a changeup from Taft. And all swung right through it. Taft, a native of Belvedere, graduate of the Belvedere High School. He comes set at the letters. Fires the 1-1. Pours a curveball in there, and it's 1-2. Taft looking for a strikeout. And his first batter faced as a Rockford Rivet in a big spot. Bases juiced with 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball high. Laid off by All. We've talked about catcher's good eyes tonight, and All is certainly one of those catchers. Had way more walks than hits this spring at Butler. Here's the 2-2 from Taft. Curveball in the dirt. Nice stop by Austin Robinson to keep A.J. Miller at bay at third base. All steps out of the box, adjusts his black Nike batting gloves, takes a few half swings, and prepares for the payoff pitch from Jacob Taft. Fastball misses high, and it's ball 4. Taft walks in a run as Miller comes home to score. That run will be charged to Brendan Lowry. Second run of this bottom half of the 7th. Brings up the 9-hitter, Brian Javier. Javier has 2 doubles tonight, along with a pop out and a ground out. Taft quickly back to work. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball fooled Javier, but did not break enough to get back in the zone. Fond du Lac, second baseman, leaned out of the way of it. It's 1-0. Taft kicks and deals. That's a fastball jam shot into shallow center. Going out is Tucci. He can't make the play. Colton Klein has to field, and he gets it back in after Frazier scampers home from third base. And another run comes home to score. It is 15-0 in the 7th. The Dock Spiders giving the Rivets a taste of their own medicine after the Screws defeated Fond du Lac 28-7 back on July 26th. Those 28 runs, a Northwoods League record. Fond du Lac's offense not stopping anytime soon tonight. It's the first pitch to leadoff man Durbin. Popped up foul to the right side, out of play. Durbin, the 9th batter to step to the dish in this bottom half of the 7th. Base is loaded. Bullock on third base, All on second, and Javier on first base. Taft fires the 0-1, swinging a foul tip into the glove of Austin Robinson. 0-2. Here it is from Taft. Swinging a drive down the left field line, hooking foul. Durbin well out in front of it, so we will do the 0-2 over. Taft going with the stirrups look. As long as I've known him, he's always sported those. Black and gold here. Another 0-2, another fastball fouled off, this time down the right side. Taft, a high school teammate of mine at Belvedere. Kind of guy that's always fun to be around. Always laughing, always smiling, yelling something from the dugout or bullpen. That's who you want as a teammate. Here's another 0-2. Popped up down the right side, again out of play. And the battle rages on between Taft and Durbin. Taft looking to put out the fire that no Rivets pitcher really has been able to put out all night. Another 0-2. A curveball hits Durbin in the shoulder, and he's ruled out by home plate umpire Tyler Jones. He's going to say that he leaned into that one. It's not every day that you see that call, but Tyler Jones pulls it out here. And Caleb Durbin is the third out of the inning. So he strands the bases loaded, and Jacob Taft gets out of it. But the Dock Spiders push across 3 runs in the bottom half of the 7th, and the new score is Dock Spiders 15, Rivets zilch. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Headed to the 8th inning here in Fond du Lac, and Zach Charbonneau calls to his bullpen for the first time tonight in relief of Michael McBriar in a 15-0 game between the Rivets and Dock Spiders. Calls upon Hayden Fox, the junior from UW-Whitewater. He'll face Brian Sturdivant. And he takes a fastball for a called strike on the first pitch. Sturdivant is 0 for 2 this evening. Fox, working quickly from the windup, fires a curveball that misses outside. Dock Spiders have not been able to be stopped by anybody in this Rivets pitching staff. 1-1 jam shot to the right side. Going out just beyond the infield dirt is the first baseman Bullock, who makes the grab to set down Sturdivant. 1 away here in the 8th, 15-0 Dock Spiders. Colton Klein, the top of the order, steps up. His 4th plate appearance, his first against Fox. Takes a fastball for a ball. Klein has 1 base hit today. That came back in the 3rd inning. Otherwise, he is 0 for 2. 1-0. Fastball misses high to the 6'4" center fielder. So Hayden Fox on in relief of Michael McBriar, as Klein offers and fouls one way out of the stadium down the left side. It's 2-1. McBriar was nothing short of fantastic, going 5 innings, allowing 5 hits, 2 walks, and no runs, 3 strikeouts. Klein calls time before Fox delivers the 2-1. Now here's the 2-1. Fastball tails outside, and it's 3-1. Klein, a very good eye for the plate. 3-1 offering is taken high for ball 4. And the Rivets have some sort of action here in the 8th. Runner on first, down by 15. So there's one away for Troy Tucci, who subbed in for Breck Nowick. This is Tucci's first at-bat this game. Tucci's had a rough night out at shortstop. Dropped a pop fly last half inning. First pitch to the Rockford Regent. Fastball in on the hands. Check swing. He did go around. It's 0-1. Here's the pitch. Colton Klein takes off for second base and makes it without a throw. He was not being held by Andrew Bullock on first base. So heads up base running there. Now there's a runner in scoring position for Tucci. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to second. Javier gobbles and throws quickly onto first to get Tucci on a bang-bang play. There's 2 outs. Javier really had to hurry on that one. Klein moves up to third base. And now it is up to Bradley Vondruska, who pinch hits for Jackson Dvorak. Here's the first pitch in a righty-on-righty matchup. Fastball inside, nearly hit Vondruska. Last night, Bradley was 0 for 3 in Green Bay. Sophomore from Milwaukee Area Tech. Getting a late AB in this one. Fox from the stretch. Fires another fastball in on the hands. Fouled straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Klein stands on third base. Very tall player, but with good speed. 1-1. Fouled off to the right side on a fastball right into the Rivets dugout, but off the protective fence. Klein, a 2-sport athlete at Carthage College. Also a quarterback for their football team. 1-2 on Vondruska. Little tapper right back to Fox. He scoops it up and bobbles, throws on to first, and he throws it away. So Vondruska moves up to second. He's not going to stop there. He keeps running to third, but the ball gets below a fence. So the umpires pause the play and send Vondruska to second base. Scoring on the play is Colton Klein. It's an unearned run charged to Fox. And the Rivets have their first run in their last 2 games. It is now 15-1. So stepping up is Sam Beers, and he sends a drive deep left field. Reaching up and making the catch is Frazier on the run. And that ends the Rockford 8th inning. So the Rivets strand Bradley Vondruska on second base after a throwing error. But on that error, Colton Klein comes home to score. The Rivets finally push something across. It's now a 14-run ball game headed to the bottom of the 8th from Fond du Lac. Welcome back to Hare Baker Field, where the Rivets are down 15-1 to the first place Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, who have won 10 of their last 11, looking like it's going to be 11 of 12. Jacob Taft back out there for another inning of work, faces Tanner Smith, the 2 batter, and he fires a first pitch strike. Smith has had 5 plate appearances. He's reached in 4 of them. Twice on errors. Once on a walk and once on a hit. Taft goes back to the fastball and paints the outer corner to the left-handed batter. And it's 0-2. Taft firing away, right away to this batter. He goes with the curveball and lost his grip on that one. It's way outside for ball 1. Rivets pitching so far has struggled with first pitch strikes. They've not been able to get out in front of batters. Here's the 2-1 from Taft. Fastball high, and it's back even. As a pitcher, you really have a better command on an at-bat, and you can really dictate where you want to go with something when you're way out in front. 2-2. Ground ball to second base. Phil Highland scoops and throws to Sam Beers in time. And there's 1 out here in the Fond du Lac 8th. 15-1 Dock Spiders. Now it's a pinch hitter for Tim Elko. It's going to be Matt Nunn, freshman out of Century College. Another lefty. First pitch to him from Taft. Fastball misses inside. Nunn stands at 6 feet, 210 pounds. Usually a catcher, listed as such on the roster, takes over for the third baseman. 0-1 to him, fouled off the mask of Robinson. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Elko gets pulled in what could be his final game as a Dock Spider. We'll see if he's in the lineup tomorrow, but he'll be headed back to Mississippi. Could be the everyday starting third baseman for Ole Miss this spring. Player to watch for sure. 1-1 to Nunn, taken for a strike. Taft is really locating the fastball well. Hit the outer half there. It's 1-2. Taft kicks and deals. Goes back to the 2-seamer, and it's upstairs, 2-2. Taft working from the stretch with the bases empty. Sets at the letters. Fires the 2-2. Fastball just misses outside. Looked like Tyler Jones wanted to call that strike 3, but he held off, and it's a full count. Nunn looking to draw a pinch hit walk. Here's the payoff pitch. A cued foul ball that hits off the pole that holds up the netting behind home plate. We'll do it again. Taft working quickly, wasting no time from the left side of the rubber. Here's the 3-2, another foul ball. These Dock Spiders hitters have been putting up battles all night. No matter who the pitcher is. Taft is Rockford's 4th. Looking to become the only Rivet to not allow an earned run. And he misses outside with the fastball. And it's a pinch hit walk for Matt Nunn. Runner on first base with 1 away for the cleanup batter, A.J. Miller. Without looking at any numbers or box scores, you can tell who's been on the Dock Spiders for a while. As Taft fires the first pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Tucci fields at second base, steps on the bag, throws on to first. That's a double play. 6-3, inning ender. And Taft works around a 1-out walk. We will head to the 9th. Last chance for the Rivets. They're down 15-1. You're listening to Rockford Rivets Radio. Last chance for the Rockford Rivets coming up in the top half of the ninth. Screws are down 15-1 to the first place Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. We're looking to win their 11th out of 12 games. The Rivets, meanwhile, still in search of their first win since the coronavirus restart. Looks like they will find themselves on a 3-game losing streak to start with the new roster. But the Rivets will try to get something going here, starting with the 5-hitter in the order, Austin Robinson, getting his first plate appearance. First pitch, check swing on a fastball inside. He did not go around, and it's ball one. Robinson getting his first AB tonight, taking over for Jake Kleekamp, who's 0 for 3. And excuse me, it was a strike, and it's the 0-1. Is chopped back to Fox, who makes the easy play. Throws on to first to retire Austin Robinson for a quick out. Score that one 1-3. And there's 2 outs, 1 out, 2 outs to go for Hayden Fox, who took over for a fantastic Michael McBriar. 7 innings of scoreless ball. Looks like Hayden Fox will be pulled by Zach Charbonneau with 1 out in the ninth in a 14-run ball game. Charbonneau playing a bit of matchups in what could be considered garbage time. We will stay with you during this pitching change. We'll get the details on the new pitcher here shortly. Zach Charbonneau, head coach at Milwaukee Area Technical College, and the Rivets are now very familiar with Zach Charbonneau, as they boast at least 5 players from MAT. And Rivets manager JT Scara played with Zach Charbonneau in junior college at Moraine Valley Community College in the south suburbs. But back here in 2020, Charbonneau makes his second pitching change of the night and hands the ball to a left-hander. It is Jacob Meyer. Meyer out of Purdue University, Fort Wayne, the redshirt freshman, Milwaukee native. So he's close to home for this summer ball. Stretch. And he's making his debut tonight. That's probably why Sharbs wanted to make the call to the bullpen to give Meyer a little bit of work. Takes over for the aforementioned Hayden Fox, who went 1 1/3, did not allow a hit, allowed 1 run. It was unearned, but it was his fault, for lack of better wording. It was a throwing error, an E1, that allowed Colton Klein to score last inning, the only Rivets run. So now Meyer will try to get the final 2 outs of the ball game, facing Phil Highland. Rockford's second baseman, lefty against righty. The first pitch popped up to the right side, ranging over as the first baseman Bullock, and he makes the catch on the warning track in foul territory. And the Rivets are down to their final out. We're talking about Zach Charbonneau and JT Scara. Looks like Zach is going to have the edge in the inaugural matchup between the two managers. Scara calls upon a pinch hitter. It's Hunter Olson. Pinch hitting for Justin Carestis in the 7th spot. First pitch, driven the other way. Coming on is Miller in right field. He slides and makes the catch to put the cherry on top of a big victory for the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. They take down the Rivets by a final of 15-1. 2-1. Coming into today, the series was deadlocked at 4 apiece on the season, and all the games were relatively close, with the exception of Rockford's blowout win on July 26th, and of course now tonight, as the Dock Spiders beat the Rivets by 14. We'll be back with the totals after this on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Welcome back to Fond du Lac, where the Rivets have dropped their third game of 3 since their coronavirus hiatus. This one a 15-1 loss to the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Here are the final totals. First for the victorious Spiders, 15 runs on 13 hits, 1 error and 9 left. For the losers, the Rockford Rivets, they score 1 run on 5 hits and 5 errors. That's the number that jumps off the page at you. 5 errors and 6 runners left on base. Pitchers of record, the winner is Michael McBriar. And if any pitcher has deserved a win in the games that I've seen this year, he is the most deserving. So McBriar went 7 innings of shutout ball, walking 2 and striking out 3, allowing 5 hits. Taking the loss is Nick Volmert in his first start as a Rockford Rivet. He went 2+ innings, allowing 7 hits, 7 runs, 5 of which were earned. It was a rough night for the Rockford pitching staff. Of the 4 pitchers that pitched, each of them allowed at least 4 runs, with the exception of Jacob Taft, who pitched the final 2 innings for the Screws in good fashion. And he finished it out 1 1/3, allowed 1 hit, no runs, no errors, walked 2 and struck out 1. But otherwise, it was a rough evening all around for the Rivets. Errors, pitching, and hitting, none of which could come through. Now, in 3 games since their 5-game break, the Rivets have scored just 3 runs. 1 run tonight, no runs yesterday in Green Bay, and 2 runs on Thursday against the Booyah. Rivets and Dock Spiders will be right back at it tomorrow during the day, Sunday matinee, back here at Hare Baker Field. I'll be back on the call for that one here on the Rockford Rivets YouTube channel. I almost called it a radio station, but we don't have one of those. But be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the action tomorrow, as the 14 and 18 Rockford Rivets will come back and try and salvage 1 game on this 4-game road trip against the now 24 and 13 first place Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. So that about does it from Hare Baker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Saying good night, I am Larry Larson. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to join us tomorrow with the pregame show starting at approximately 12:55. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.